Hey guys, MJB here, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of my crypto news, where I cover recent relevant events and occurrences in the crypto world that I find most important or most relevant or valuable for me to comment on and bring to your attention. Please note this is not financial advice. I'm just simply here sharing my opinions. Obviously, do your own research. Don't invest any monies that you can't afford to lose. Please quickly click that like. That's the thumbs up on the far left. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm closing in on 200 followers. That's my first real milestone. So thanks for your support out there. I'm trying to continue to grow as I certainly want to help others. I like to provide, if you look at my prior videos, I like to provide strategy, information, point out things you might not have known or recognized. After you watch this video, you might want to watch my other news videos or other normal videos because they certainly cover topics that may interest you and can certainly help. Again, please feel free to leave any comments down below. Here we go. Well, the real big news, for me at least, because I'm a big Hex Pulsechain guy, was the fact that Richard Heart recently, they kind of dragged it out of him that it looks like Pulsechain's not coming out for a while. And it looks like there's going to first be a testnet v3, version 3, prior to the ultimate mainnet launch. So we're we're months and months and months away. Evidently, the newest version, when it does come out, it's going to be able to do upgrades with the same consensus mechanism as Ethereum 2.0, meaning that when Pulsechain does launch, it's going to get all the same upgrades that Ethereum is going to get in the future going forward. That's great. I think it's fantastic. I am excited. But we're going to be waiting for months and months and months and months. So that's what's frustrating, is that the wait just never ends. I've got a lot of money sacrificed in a whole bunch of different projects, and that money is going to end up being tied up for probably 2 years by the time this thing goes. So the good news is what I just mentioned. The bad news is what I just mentioned, that we could be waiting here for a long time. Anyway, wanted to point that out to you guys. What else is new and big and relevant? The Zen launch took place this past weekend, and I participated. It's for free, other than your cost for gas. That's your cost. That's your downside. Is how many wallets do you want to mint? How many times do you want to participate? Because each time you do, you're incurring more ETH gas fees, and that's the trade-off. I did a couple of wallets. I think my best C rank was 4,900. So, that's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. But all of the wallets that participate afterwards makes my amount go that much higher. So that was my best one. The other ones that I got were a little bit higher. I know I tried to do some on my cell phone, on a MetaMask on my cell phone also, but it wouldn't work. I just flat out could not get it work until maybe a day or two later when I finally figured out how to do it. The way I figured it out was to access the Zen.network website through my normal web browser, then connect, and then it would then connect to my MetaMask, and then I could then mint my Zen. I couldn't connect, me personally, on my Android phone or whatever. I couldn't connect through the MetaMask browser. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I just helped you if you still want to participate, which you certainly can. And now that it's been going for a couple days, you could go ahead and do the claim and hold off on minting. I'm holding off on claiming for, I think, almost a year now. You could do it for over 300 days. So you could do that to get your Zen, and you'll get a nice little hefty amount if you elect to hold off on your claim for, like I said, for that extended period of time. The real question is, what's the ultimate use going to be for Zen? We're getting it for free, less the cost of ETH gas. And that's why I did it on 3 or 4 wallets, just to have it. Because what I think is going to happen, not financial advice, but my suspicion is that that this is just the first phase. There's going to be other uses, just like how Hedron and Icosa, for example, are built on top of Hex. I think there's very it's very reasonable to expect that this Mr. Levin, who's a bright guy, is going to build on top of Zen and create whatever use is coming in the future. So again, if you spend, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks on a couple of mints for Zen to have, it may just be worth it, especially if the use develops going forward. Just my 2 cents. What else do we got here in my notes? If you watched my prior news video, the European Union vote on that newest bill is supposed to take place today, being the 10th. So that's something that could be super important, because that could have a big effect on how stable coins are going to be backed, safeguards in the industry to protect against financial crime, all these types of issues that all of us have our concerns with. This vote is going to be really big. Obviously, the USA is probably watching closely too, because it makes you wonder, how are they going to follow? How is Africa going to follow? How is the rest of Australia and other places, South America? How are all these other places that are participating in crypto? How are they going to follow suit? So this is pretty big. So I'm watching it closely. I'll keep all you guys posted once the vote is finalized and we figure out what effects it may have going forward. What else do I got here in my notes? Visa. Now, you talk about big companies. Visa's huge. Visa just announced a long-term global partnership with FTX to roll out crypto debit cards. And that's going to be in over 40 plus countries. So, and they're going to be linked to your FTX account. That's huge. Again, is it going to change the world or change our industry? No, but it's just one more step. It's one more stack of good news, of things showing how this is becoming more mainstream, how it's growing adoption, how it's gaining traction. It's just one more brick in our building that we're building, showing how this is becoming the norm. Just wanted to point that out to you. What else do we got here in my notes? Mtgox. I've mentioned the Mtgox distribution of funds to the creditors. I think I mentioned it in a prior news video. Certainly watch my prior news videos to get caught up on other topics that we're not hitting on today. But the trustee recently announced that the creditors have until January 10th of early next year to register for disbursements of their claims. So at least the final date has been set. As I mentioned in my prior video, I don't think there's going to be a big dump in the price of Bitcoin pertaining to this, because it sounds like all the payments to the creditors are not going to happen just overnight all at once. That's not going to happen. They're going to be made gradually, and a lot of the creditors are going to be able to accept payment installments. So all that's being done, again, to protect the price of Bitcoin from plummeting. Hold on one sec. Okay, another big issue here. The Reserve Bank of India is commencing a pilot launch of its E-Rupee digital currency. Okay, and this is great news at first thought. They're aiming to streamline the interbank and wholesale, transfers, which is one of the great advantages of crypto, as you all know. It's so easy to move stuff around. It's trustless. You're doing it discreetly. It's fast. It's cheap. It's a whole lot better than Western Union or things like that. But when our banks are not involved, this is fantastic. And so this test they're going to do a test to try to stress test the system, for scenarios, and then they're going to go ahead and accept, review the results, if you will. So at first thought, this is great, but this announcement is coming with a lot of skepticism. There's not a lot of enthusiasm in India, and you ask yourself why. And I'm going to explain to you the one main reason why. And other countries or entities, listen to this. It's because with the digital currency, it's going to ensure this E-Rupee, it's going to ensure that it can properly identify its owners. This is not good. This goes back to privacy. And that's the whole point of crypto, privacy. So let's see how this plays out. And again, as I mentioned on my other news bits, how are other How's the USA going to follow? How are other locations going to follow? This example once they do their testing. Initially, it sounds good, but not if they could track where 1 rupee goes. So you first buy it, they know you've got it. Then you use it to buy a loaf of bread, they know what happened to it. That now new owner then transfers it to deposit in their bank. Then they use it to buy gas. We don't need the government tracking where our money goes and who has it and what it's being used for. That's a major privacy issue. It's not good. And if the USA takes a similar stance, then that just defeats the whole purpose of our continuing growth and expansion and the whole purpose of it. It's just bad news. Those are my most important topics, the things that I find most relevant right now. Again, watch my prior videos if any of those topics catch your attention. Watch my prior news videos if any of the items in the news caption catch your attention, and you'd like to be updated. I'll continue to put out news videos every couple of days as I gather more information that I feel is important, that I feel that you may find important. Don't forget that the BNB pot, that's the Pulse pot token that you got airdropped on BNB, on Binance Smart Chain. They moved the launch back 1 week because of that Binance Smart Chain exploit. So it's been moved back, I believe, to Tuesday the 18th. So certainly be aware of that. I think that it's a fantastic project. I'm excited for the launch of games that are going to be started. If you've staked, you'll then start earning your yield. Just a quick note. Also, the Animal Farm launch. Again, that's also, I guess, Tuesday the 18th is going to be a busy day because the Animal Farm launch on Binance Smart Chain is also coming on Tuesday the 18th. I bring it up because right now there's over $41 million of total value locked just in the pig pen. This is going to be huge. I'm just telling you, it's going to be the biggest thing in DeFi this year. Take a look at it. Watch my drip video. Watch my prior news videos. Certainly do your research, but if you want to look into it further, there's going to be tons of marketing coming out about Animal Farm going forward over this next week before they launch. Their marketing is going to be through big YouTubers, TikTokers, if that's a word, tweeters. All these different entities that have big, huge followings are going to be marketing. It's going to be huge. Go to animalfarm .app, I believe it is, and take a look. Do your own research. Ask questions. I'll probably be doing some videos. I'll be doing some videos about it going forward once it launches to explain how it works and everything. But anyway, that's what I got for you today. Thanks for following. Please like and subscribe as we try to grow. Hope this information has been useful to you. Until next time.